So what would you say is your strength of your golf game?
Probably like my distance and my clubs. Like if I like really swing, I can hit them pretty good.
Okay. So you like the driver and longer irons, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How's your short game?
My putting's not bad, but my chipping needs some work.
We'll take a look at a little bit of that at the end of the day. Okay. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Now, I know it's kind of crappy, but if we try to hit in this channel a little bit, we'll get some better readings.
All right, yes, sir.
We should get that fixed. It's been a while now. Go ahead, big guy. Keep warming on. What would you say is your typical ball flight? Is it right to left, left to right?
It's usually left to right, like a cut almost.
Okay. Now, do you have any siblings as well?
I have a younger brother.
You have a younger brother.
Yes,
Your dad was part of a twin, right? Shay, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah, shit.
How's he doing these days?
He's working up in Jacksonville right now.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and Shay played a lot of me and Sean played a lot of baseball too, but played a lot with both of them. Yeah, you could always tell the brothers were out there. Your dad was pitching and your uncle was always catching. Always. How's it feeling for you, my man?
It's feeling okay.
Feeling okay. Coyotes, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Well, at least you guys got some decent colors. Now, what club do we have there now?
5-iron.
5. Okay. Usually pretty low.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, I'm pretty good.
Okay, let's take a look at that last swing. What do you say, bum man?
I'm good.
All right. So, let's take a look. Got you paired up next to JT here, okay? Good golfer, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've got a 5-iron in your hands, okay? JT's got a 6 in his hands. One thing that I notice here with the setup just a little bit is I think we're playing the ball a little too far back in our setup.
Too far back.
Okay, so I'd like to see that a little bit more up in our setup, which number one, 2 reasons. One, we start to get more height. That's the very obvious one. The second one is that the more I have the ball up in my setup, the more I can chase that ball down the fairway. Okay, the more the ball's back in my setup, the more I have to turn my chest back behind it, and which gets my weight too far back behind. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you have that problem, but what comes out is a very low to the right shot. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, and as we kind of move on through here just a little bit. Okay, a little bit of a lateral slide there, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if we look at JT here, right, there's a little movement back, just a little bit, and then he starts to get his right hip to turn back behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see how you're kind of like this, okay? So that's the first thing. Kind of see there with the motion. Now the other thing I see here just a little bit, right? The other big thing I see here is, you see how much your shoulders have already turned here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know we can't see your face, but you see how your shoulders have turned? Probably halfway, almost quarter of a turn right now.
Mm-hmm.
Where's our wrist hinge?
No.
Right, so I'd like to see this wrist hinge start a little bit earlier, okay? Get rid of this slide, okay? And then what we need to do is we need to kind of, what I'd say, narrow up the arc of our swing. You got it too long, okay? So once we start to get that more elevated a little bit sooner, that'll help us a little bit, okay? And a little bit of some overswinging just a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that per se. You got the club in a good position, your arms in a good position. A little bit of a flip right there, and I think that's just because we're trying to get back to it. So if you kind of look here, you see how much you got, like a lot of knee work here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That is because of this takeaway. Okay? So now you've taken that and you create a little bit of a lift up here, just a little bit. And then you've got to get your knees back down to an order where it was at. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit? Okay. And then we got to kind of laterally slide to bring that club back in just a little bit. Okay. All right. But first things first, let's get rid of the slide.
All right.
Okay. Does that make sense? We'll concentrate on that for the main part of today. Okay.
All right.
Try to get rid of that body movement part, and then try to explain a little bit more about what the wrist needs to kind of do.
Alright.
And I think that's going to be a lot for us today, and then kind of cover chicken, right? I don't want you swinging all kinds of stuff. Does that make sense? Okay. Do you see anything there that I didn't cover that you'd like to hear about or talk about or know about?
No, not really.
So, let's take a look at, I took a video down the line here. Let's take a look at that guy too. Okay. So first and foremost, when I see your setup here, right? And let me kind of come back over here to this real quick so you can kind of see. All right, so when I look at JT, right? The big difference is what I see here is this setup, okay? You see how you've got your hands so close to your body here, okay? We want to get our arms out and away from us a little bit, okay? We want to kind of feel like the hands are underneath our chin a little bit, okay? So we can kind of get that more of that where we want to kind of be. I don't mind if our hands are somewhat close, but that I just think that's a little bit too close for us. Okay? So let's kind of take a look here. We'll kind of run through it. A lot of flex with those knees and everything like that. But you're a pretty tall guy, so that's probably gonna happen a little bit. Now let me ask you, with your equipment, have you gotten fitted?
No.
So you're just running with standardized clubs right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's gonna be something for the height that you are, we'll have to address here very soon.
Alright.
Okay, so probably looking at maybe a ½ inch or maybe even an inch extension, and probably something to do with the loft and lie a little bit would help you quite a bit. And that's probably where our posture is coming from, because if I get you probably in close, you can kind of get everything a little bit closer to you. And once I start to get you a little bit out, that club's probably going to be a little too short for you, isn't it? Let's take a look and see. Okay, because I would like you to kind of be at least where I get a hand's width between your hands and your body. Okay, how does that feel as far as the club goes? Does it feel a little shorter?
No, it doesn't feel that bad.
Okay, I just want to make sure on that. Okay, good. All right, so that's what I kind of see right there. Now, if I could, please, let me just take a look at your grip real quick. Okay. I'm going to take this guy off real quick. Now, let me ask you, do you feel it in the pad or do you feel it in the fingers?
I don't really.
Okay, okay. So here, this is what we're going to do. Let's do this together. Okay, I'm going to grab a little something out here. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to just take your left hand for me. Good. And I want you to just hinge up fairly easy. Is it a little bit of a struggle or is it very easy?
Very easy.
Okay, so now let me ask you right now, when you do that, do you feel it in your fingers or in your palm when you do that?
My fingers.
Good. Okay, that's why I wanted to know. Okay, so what we want to kind of remember, right, with the grip, left hand, right, in the fingers, feel that pad over top. Okay, that's going to be a big part. Okay, and then coming on in here just like that. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and take your grip. I just want to kind of take a look and see if we've got our left hand in the right position. So let me see this left hand. Just bring this down. So let me see just a little bit more on top. Okay. See how we create just a little bit of cupping right there? Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. That's going to help keep that club base square for us a little bit. Okay. So left hand just a little bit more on top, like a motorcycle guy. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. All right. So just give yourself a little bit of some space, okay? Let's try to start with that, okay? Give yourself a few swings, okay? And then we're going to start getting you into a position where we start to get rid of that slide a little bit. But I want you to just kind of get used to it, right? So imagine it being a little bit more annoyingly up in your setup with a 5-iron, right? Good. Okay, good. And now just kind of get used to kind of standing a little bit further away from the ball. That's a big change for us, okay? You play any other sports there?
I play baseball.
Play baseball.
Yes, sir.
Should know. Comes naturally to you, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Are you a pitcher like your old man?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, like, on this, do you want the ball, like, just inside the front foot? Like, probably, like, right there.
So I think a great way to kind of practice here, Xander, okay, is when I watch those guys on the tour and everything like that, and I watch those good guys, they've always got these alignment rods, right? So go ahead and set up for me, big guy. Okay. So I'm going to put this right here where it be the middle of your stance.
Okay.
Okay. I want it forward of that middle. Does that make sense? No, no, no. Don't move your center. Right. Move the ball. Correct. Okay. I know it's a little bit difficult with this. Okay. But we want to have that up here, probably like right about here or so.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense? Okay. So we want that up in our setup, right? So we don't have to turn so far back behind it to go get it, and we get some more loft hopefully. Okay. Good. Starting to see some good stuff there. I know it's not ball flight we want, but that's okay. Keep going, big guy. Okay. Does that kind of feel different with us trying to get our hands a little bit further away from our
Yeah.
body, just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a little bit. Not a ton for us, but just a little bit for me, okay? All right. Let's take a look at that one real quick. So that's the big killer we got to get to now. Okay. You see what we're working on right now?
Yeah, like the lean back.
Yeah. So you can't have that hip going that way because you can see, if you look at your spine here, you see how it's traversed now in this angle. Okay. If I look at JT, right, his spine is probably more in line here, wouldn't you say? Okay. So what you're getting here is a little bit of a hip slide with what we would call a reverse pivot, right? You see how your upper body is closer to the target than your lower body, right? We want to have this. We want to have our lead hip closer to the target than our shoulder. Does that make sense? Okay. So let me give you a good drill so you start to feel that. Okay.
All right.
All right. So let me kind of demonstrate this for you, and this is going to be something I'm going to need for you to kind of practice for a bit. Okay, but it'll take a little time. Okay, just let me get a few things set up first. Okay.
Oh, this.
No, right now. Thank you so much. All right, so let me just kind of get this little station set up here. So for right now, I'm going to have you put your foot in this there, okay? But when we practice at home, we're going to kind of put this little alignment rod right here. We're going to put it on the inside of our foot.
All right.
Okay. We're going to take the other object that we have right here, alignment rod. We're going to take the long end towards the target end, okay? We're going to get into our posture, okay? And all I'm going to focus on is turning the tip of this to the top of that. Okay, so watch me, okay? Now, what I want you to pay attention to is what my hip here does, okay, in relationship to my shoulder. Does that look different to what you're doing? Okay, it's going to feel different too, okay? For you right now, it's kind of like, does that make sense? Okay, so once we start to get a feeling for having our upper body wind up our lower body, okay, then we start to create what we call a coil, and we start to get this compression inside of our abdomen area right here, okay? So when I get to this position, it's gonna feel like I don't wanna sit here very long to sing a song, okay? But I've got this other alignment rod right here to kind of be as a guide for me, okay? I don't wanna go past that, okay? So I don't wanna do this. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's here, here. Getting that alignment rod parallel to the one on the ground, or turning down to about where that thing is. At least for me. It may be a little bit different angle because you're a very tall guy, but we'll kind of work on that a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Any questions there?
No.
Come on in here, my man. Okay, we'll start with the alignment rod, and then I'm going to put the shoehorn on you a little bit and really get you to feel that leg cradling. So I'm going to kind of help you out here, partner. So I'm going to put it right on our shoulder. There you go. Perfect, 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 perfect. I'm going to take this guy, put him right beside your right foot there. Okay, go ahead and get into your golf posture for me. Okay, and just turn that shoulder. Okay. Very good. So it's a little far down. Okay, so go ahead and set up again for me. Good. Go ahead and get into your posture for me. Good. Give me a little bit more waist bend, just a little bit. Waist bend. So bend from the waist just a little bit. There we go. Little knee flex. Waist bend just a little bit for me. There you go. Good. Now go ahead. There you go. Feel where you're at there? Okay, that's where we want to kind of be. All right, go again for me. Yes, yes. Very good. Allow that lead knee to come back a little bit for you, okay? There you go. Good. So I'm going to help you out just a little bit. Do it again. You're doing great. Okay. See how that knee comes in just a little bit for you? All right. One more time again. There you go. Okay. Does that feel a lot different than what you're normally used to doing? Okay. I need you to do that a couple more times, okay? Get used to that feel. Any questions right there, Xander?
No, sir.
Okay. Chin up just a little bit. There you go. Good. There you go. Okay. Once again. Stand for me. Feel how you got turned into that side there? Okay, good. One more time. There you go. Okay. Now do it one more time aggressively for me. Okay. Where do you feel the pressure in your feet right now?
Like probably on my back heel.
Good. Good. Do you feel a little bit on the inset right here?
Yeah, right,
Perfect.
like right there.
Okay. Now what I want you to do it again for me, please. There you go. Takes a little time. Good. Where do you feel? What do you feel in your abdomen area?
Like right there.
Feel some tightness throughout the core area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You don't feel that in your regular swing, do you?
No.
Okay. So that's kind of like, so I want you to kind of think of a rubber band, right? Rubber band only has so much elasticity in it before it snaps, right? For you, when you start to slide and get up over here, you snap that elasticity, right? You've got speed in your hands and arms. You're very athletic. But if I could get you a little bit more where we can compress it, we can get on into it and we can really start to send numbers up. Does that make sense?
Yes,
a little
sir.
bit? Okay. So this is something that we need to do every night. Okay, we need to do this. I would recommend personally getting a mirror straight on and doing this. Okay, so what I want you to kind of do now, come on over here, my man. Any questions right now, big guy? A lot going on, right? Okay. If you got any questions about anything, please let me know. Okay. So let's take a look. This guy right here compared to our swing. Okay. So come on over here, big guy. You can hold the iPad. All right. So you see where your hip is right there. See what you're kind of doing. See the difference in what we're making there? Okay. So now as you kind of see here, as we kind of turn here just a little bit, right? Watch your right hip. Watch that fan back behind you. Good job. Okay, so now you're turning around your spine, right? There's a line from your head to your rear end. It's pretty much a straight line now, right? Okay, if I got right here, is it right? Oh, it is. Okay. I was like, I think the air conditioner kicked on. Nope. Right? You can kind of see that. Oh, yeah, you can. But you can see if this were a straight line right here, you'd be getting all walled out, right? Okay, so think of yourself like a shish kebab, right? If you think of yourself as a shish kebab, whole running through your head, I don't want to get walled outside, so we want to turn around, right? So let's keep doing this for a couple more minutes, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's do it again. See how you let your knee go back a little bit? Don't be afraid to let that ball kind of go, or knee go back a little bit. So watch me. All right, as I kind of do this, right? Watch. Okay, as I kind of go. I allow that left knee to kind of drift back just a little bit. Okay, that's going to allow this hip to rotate back for me a little bit. I don't want to kind of feel like I'm doing this. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, do it again for me, okay. There you go, good. Okay. There you go. All right. Now you feel how, like, if I wanted to, so go ahead and turn back again, all the way back. Now you feel how, like, if I wanted to ask you to stomp into your left side, how you could do it now? All right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now it's going to be a lot easier for you to transfer that weight the way that we need to. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that make? Okay. Good. All right. So, any questions of what we're doing there?
No, sir.
Okay. So now I'm going to really put you into the grind mode. Okay. So we're going to have you put your right foot up on there, pretty high. Okay. There you go. Okay. Go ahead and take that little line rod, okay, and just give me a couple turns, okay? Just kind of feel what that, you feel that now, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit different, right? But a little bit more advanced. Now that knee's coming back for us now, isn't it? Right? Good. Yeah. Give him a turn, please. All right. So take this. Take that out of your hands. Push out my way. Okay?
Okay.
We're getting there. Okay?
Okay.
Getting there. Okay? Just trying to get you in a position where you kind of feel where your arms are. Okay? All right, big guy. So what I'm going to have you do here, okay, is that we're just going to hit like some small punch shots with our foot on the cradle. So let me jump on in there and demonstrate real quick. Okay? We don't need to kill it. Okay? I just need for you to kind of get a feeling for that thing kind of turning back behind us. Right? So I'm going to kind of get here. And I just want to kind of maybe get the left arm parallel to the ground. Nothing too exciting, right? But here. Feel myself pushing off and driving through. Okay?
Okay.
Give me about 5 or 6 shots like that. Does that sound good, Xander?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got it. So do you play for the high school baseball team as well?
Yes, sir.
What are you, a junior, sophomore?
Sophomore.
Sophomore. It's probably a little bit too far away, right? Or just kind of take some punch shots without a ball. It doesn't matter. Whatever kind of works best for you right now, okay? Here, let's do this. We'll just kind of do this real quick. Take the ball out. Just give me a couple swings. Get used to the feel, okay? Here you go. All right. Just left arm parallel to the ground. So here we go. Just bring it back. There you go. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Good. There you go. Good job. One more time. How's that feeling for you, buddy?
Sound good.
Feeling good?
Mhm.
Okay, let's keep going. Okay, let's try to harness in on that feel. Okay. Not so fast and not so long. Okay, shorten it up just a little bit for me. Okay, partner. There you go. Okay, we're just trying to get a feeling for getting rid of that slide a little bit, right? Narrow up our stance just a little bit for me. Okay. Narrow up your stance just a little bit for me. There you go. Great work. Good. Okay. Good. Good. One more time for me, my man. See how we're doing with our hip slide. How's it feel?
That's good.
Okay. Getting better. Still sliding just a little bit. But not nearly as much, okay?
Okay.
It takes time, okay?
Mhm.
Very good, okay? But let me just kind of explain one more thing to you here, just so you get kind of a visual a little bit, right? So, if you take a look at my keister, and I apologize for that, but if you take a look at my keister, right? Here's my wallet pocket, right? When I turn, right, I want my wallet pocket to go towards the target, so. Does that make sense? Okay? Just so you get kind of a visual in your mind of what you want to kind of do. So, at the end of the backswing, right, if this is the top of my spine, this is the bottom of my spine, okay? The bottom of my spine is going to be closer to the target than the top, okay? Right now, you've kind of got those things reversed, where it's kind of like this. Does that make sense a little bit? Okay? Kind of like wringing out a towel, right? One's going one direction, one's going the other. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right, give me a couple swings here, big guy. We'll take this guy on out. And just try to give me, left arm parallel to the ground, okay? And just try to figure, let's try to feel that right hip turning back behind us and not sliding, okay?
Okay.
Good. Ball a little bit up in our setup, very good. Just a little bit of a... our stance just a little bit. How's it feeling as far as the hip is?
It's feeling good.
Okay. Feel it turning back behind you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ball might be just a little too far up. There you go. Good. Good, good, good. All right, so give me a couple more here real quick, and I want to talk about the numbers real quick. Do you know what the numbers mean down there at the bottom? Or?
No, not really.
Okay, so you guys are members here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Sure.
so I want to kind of explain some of these numbers to you a little bit
Okay.
here, right here. Okay, so jump on in here a little bit. So right now your club path is, let's kind of see what our average has been here with the club path. Club path is mostly over the top, most of the time. You see the negative here?
Mhm.
Okay, and let me just explain that to you, okay? So in the world of measurements and mathematics,
Okay.
so in the world of mathematics, this is straight, right? You're swinging in this direction, right? We need to be swinging in this direction, okay? So first things first, okay? When we talk about it, we want to get our club path more towards a positive, okay? And then with our face, where's our face angle? You see how this is a positive number?
Mm-hmm.
We want to get that to a negative, okay? So we want to flip these numbers. If I could get you 2 degrees out to the right and 4 degrees left, then you're going to start hitting a draw. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and let's kind of see what else we got here. The other important one is your low point. Your low point's fine. Okay. You're at 6.9. Okay, that's fine. So you're not flipping or lifting up at the ball. You're hitting down on it. Okay. But we just need to start getting the face to close a little bit better and get our path in a better order. And we'll start to see some changes with the ball flight. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what we want to, how we want to kind of practice that a little bit, okay? When we start talking about path and stuff like this, get a little something like an alignment rod or something like this that kind of gives you a visual aid to swing out in that direction, okay? And then what you're going to see when you're in here is that things start to go to a positive. The ball's going to go out to the right to start off with, okay? Because then we have to put in the second part of the formula, which is closing the...
Like when you like turn your wrist straight.
Yeah, we would turn our wrist. The second part would be this one. So we can get on over here, right? And once I get you to start swinging out towards the right, okay, the inside to out path that everybody talks about, right? Then what I would do, right, is get you to get the toe of the club into the bag. So we get extra face rotation. So we start to figure out how to close the face. So here, see that? Okay. So once I start to match up this face to path idea, right? So I'm going to swing out to the right, and I'm going to rotate and release my wrists. Okay. So here we go. That should have a little bit of a draw to it. See that? Just ever so slightly. Okay. So my face was somewhat closed. My path was very open. Okay. Does that make sense? That gives me a baby draw. Okay. So those are things that I want you to kind of be aware of, because you do have a membership here to work on those things. Okay. Does that make sense, big guy? All right. Any questions there?
No, sir.
All right. So with that being said, let's just kind of focus in on the path here for the next 10 minutes or something like that, and then I want to kind of come back to the chipping, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to move this guy out so he's not so intimidating towards us, okay? So let's just try to get that path to a positive for me. That's all I'm asking for on this, okay? Set up for me, big guy. Go ahead, set up. Good. All right. So One thing that'll kind of help us is drop this right foot back a little bit. No, back this way. Yeah, there you go. Just a little bit, right? Because it's a 5-iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that'll help get us to the inside a little bit. Go ahead and grab it. So as we go, here, right, you want to have a feeling that we're swinging.
Double.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me take control of the club here. Good, you got it. I'm going to control a little bit. Help you out. There you go. Okay, feel what I'm doing with your wrists as you swing out there? There you go, buddy. There you go. There you go. Right. Letting that club do the work for us, right?
Got better.
Got better? Absolutely. You're figuring it out, right? And it just takes a little time, okay? But let's try to get that number to a positive. I don't care where the ball goes. I just want us to get a feel for where that path needs to be. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Okay. Do you feel that more to the inside a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Ah, look at this. Guy's hitting baby draws now. Good job. You don't hit many of those, do you?
No, just every once in a while when I get lucky.
There you go. Well, all right, so swing out towards the second baseman on the diamond, right? Make sure the club face feels like it's going towards the shortstop. Club path is good. Okay, you're still swinging out to the right, which is good. That's what we're asking of today. Good. Okay. One more for me, big guy. Make it a positive club path for me, okay, please?
Or-
Ain't gonna take long with you. Come on, set up for me, big guy. All right, so we'll put this guy right on out here on our path like we've been doing, right? Okay, what I want you to do, okay, set up for me, big guy. Doing great. Here, right, and then really feel like you're getting that toe in the bag. Feel that right forearm's overtaking that left.
Mhm.
Okay. You'll also notice, feel what your weight shift's doing. Feel it going forward? Okay, good. Toe into the back for me. Come on, a little bit harder than that. You can hit a little bit harder than that. Just a smidge. Okay, toe into the back. Get that toe into the back. Aggressive. Okay. So, hey, you need to see that when your hands come through here. Go ahead, sit up for me. Okay. I want your hands to be like this. Okay, your hands are kind of like going doop and then popping up. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here we go, big guy. Don't be afraid. Let those forearms rotate. Release those hands like we do in baseball. All right. Once again, toe into the back. You feel that?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's really the big part of the swing that we need to kind of understand, right? Is that our swing path needs to be out towards the right, our face needs to be closing, okay?
Right.
That's going to give us that little push draw that everybody's kind of looking for, right?
Mhm.
Okay, gives us the best type of contact on the left. So go ahead and set on up to that, okay? Feel like it's up in your setup for me, okay? Out to the right, toe into the back. Yes. Yes. Look at that. That's perfect numbers there, pal. Good work. Club path slightly over the top, but that's okay. You can play that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's in the middle. Okay. All right, swinging out towards the second baseman, toe into the bag. Pretty close. Getting pretty close, pal. Getting pretty close. Okay. Big thing is you fixed your path today, which is big. Okay. Toe into the bag. Almost. Really getting good though. Look how our numbers are starting to jump up.
Mm-hmm.
194 for a 5-iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do like your distance. All right, one more for me, and then let's talk about chipping. All right. So hey, big thing is with the swing today, right, is a few things that we kind of worked on a little bit. One, making sure that we're just a little bit away from our hands are a little bit out and away from us just a little bit, okay? The other thing is that we move the ball up in our setup a little bit, okay? So I want you to always remember, no matter how far, no matter what club I play, the ball will never go past my sternum, okay? Unless it's a chip shot or something special, okay? But everything else is going to start moving forward, okay? Your 5-iron is going to be played probably more extremely forward than what you think. Your 7-iron as well, okay? So don't be afraid to experiment out there on the range a little bit when you're out there practicing to move that up to where it feels annoyingly up, okay?
Okay.
It's going to allow you, with that, it's going to allow you to really shift into your left side and cover that ball and get there.
Okay.
Does that make sense, big guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The other thing that we really worked on here a little bit was the lateral slide a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We need to get that club across our chest, one along the thing, and turn. Get yourself a mirror. See yourself do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get used to the feeling of what that is, okay? It's going to take some time for it because we're so used to getting like this that it's going to take time to feel this turning back behind us.
Okay.
Does that make sense, big
Yes,
guy? Good. All right, now the other big thing that we kind of talked about here a little bit was the relationship of the club path to the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since you've got a membership here, which is great, okay, the big thing is now when you get here, you want to try to get your club path positive. I would say probably to about a 2 is about all we really need, okay? 6 is a little too far out, okay? Then we've really got to start sending the face left to get it there. And then making sure that we get our face angle to a negative, okay? So really the best thing to kind of practice here, partner, is not anything where I'd say it's a full swing. Let me jump on in here real quick, right? But it would just be something very basic, you know, like to me, I take it back to when I was like 8 years old, just hitting small shots, trying to see what the ball does. I'm not, at that age, I wasn't worried about distance. I didn't know about distance, right? I was just wanting to see the ball curve, right? So I just want to kind of get back in that 8-year-old mentality, right? Swinging out to the right and then making the ball. How do I just make that go, right? How do I make these numbers work? Does that make sense? Okay. I'm not trying to kill it, right? I'm not trying to hit it 200 yards. If I hit 100 yards, that's great, okay? But I just want to get back to being a little kid again, okay? Swinging out to the right and trying to and try to get that ball to move the way I want it to, right? So here, oh, that felt good. That's going to be left. There you go, okay? And I just start to figure out the feels and then start to put that into a much bigger swing, right? But don't get so lost on distance. Don't get so lost on the big swing, right? Try to figure out how to get these numbers to work for you and see what it does for you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's talk about chipping real quick. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds good.
All right, why don't you grab a wedge or whatever you use for chipping. All right, and let me kind of talk to you about the technique that we want to use, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm not sure what technique you have, okay, but I'm gonna set you right here, okay?
Okay.
All right, so what we want to kind of do with a basic chip shot is we want to have a very small stance, okay? About club head apart, okay? The ball is going to be played back of center, okay?
Okay.
My weight is going to be forward, okay? So I want to feel like there's a rod from my left ear all the way down to my ankle, and I'm going to turn around that pivot point, okay?
Okay.
Now the other thing is that I'm going to choke down to almost where the steel is, I'm going to get in here a little elevated, okay, so you can see the heel of the club's almost up. Not a lot of the bounce is being exposed on this, okay? And the other part of this as, you know, for my backswing, I want to feel like the back of my left arm is making the reach, okay? I don't want to feel like I'm getting real wristy real quick. I want to feel like it's kind of low and away, okay? And then the other part is that as I release and turn, okay, my chest is all in the motion, my feet are going to stay still, right? And then I'm going to get to the point where the butt of the club's going to point just left of my hip, okay? And that's what we call release one for a chip, okay? So let me jump on in here. There's a lot going on there, I know, right? But I'm going to get on in here, weight forward, okay? Arm extended back, and then I'm just going to get that club back to this position, okay? And that's just a simple little chip shot right there. Does that make sense? Any questions there? All right. Now, if we started talking about a pitch shot, that would be a little bit of a different motion, but we're just going to talk about the chip today, okay? Yeah, there you go, good. Weight forward, good. All right, so you can choke down just a little bit on it. There you go, just a little bit, there you go. All right, good. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right, try to slow it down just a little bit there. Okay, you don't need to kill it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, how does that feel as far as your setup? Okay, is that about what you do, or is that a little bit different?
A little bit different.
Okay, great, great. I'm glad we've got a little something different there to work on. Great. Pretty straight, pretty high. What you got on tap for the rest of the day, my man?
I'm actually coming up here later with a friend.
Are you really? Good for you, man.
Yeah, I'm usually up here like 4 or 5 days a week, just practicing.
Yeah, I've seen your name coming across the board quite a bit. That's great. All right, you see how that really helps keep your low point where it needs to be with that setup, feet close together, weight a little bit forward, right? Really not trying to get my lower body very much involved. It's kind of staying more in concrete, right? And then it's really just, for me, it's kind of like the chest is doing the turning for me, right? And that's a lot simpler than other things, right? Does that make sense, big guy? All right, let's keep going. Give me a couple more here, and then we'll break for the day and talk about what we need to kind of work on. Sound good, my man?
Sounds good.
A little bit more stiff rested. There you go. Good. Good, good, good. How's that feeling for you, big guy?
It's feeling good.
Okay, good. Keep working on that. I think that's gonna help your golf game quite a bit right there. Now, do you have any other wedges? What do you got there? Is that 52?
I actually have a lot of wedges.
I see
I
that.
have a 60 degree, I have a 55, I have a 52, and I have a pitch wedge.
Okay. What club do we have there?
58.
58. Let's go with the lock.
Okay.
Okay. Do the same thing, right? And what I'm just trying to get you to understand or see a little bit is how having the same setup and just changing the club will change the distance completely. Does that make sense? Right? So working with our wedges, making sure that we get the distances that we need. There we go. Good. right? Now, when you're in here and doing stuff, right,
Mhm.
do the same technique, right, and try to find, just try to get different distances, okay? Doesn't need to be a gap of 10, but if it's like a gap of 5 or 4 or something like that, that way when you get out there on the course, you can start to get a good number for what those are. That's really going to help you in high school golf, right? Because when I say, hey, I've got a 33-yard shot, and you're confident about your wedge, it's a lot better than most of the kids that are out there that are just trying to figure it out. Does that make sense? Good. Give me a couple more, big guy. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Guy, give me about 3 more here, and then let's talk about what you need to work on, okay, big guy?
Okay.
Do you have any questions before we break?
No, sir.
Okay. Good, big guy.
Good,
Long
how are
time no
you?
see, man. Good to see you, man. How's it
to
going
see you.
for you?
Pretty good.
Good. Xander, this is Thomas. Thomas, this is Xander. He's on the what is it? Cypress Creek Coyotes.
Oh, nice. I have a couple friends who go there.
Give me one more, big guy. All right, so give me some takeaways of what you learned today. What did you learn?
The like shift back,
Mhm.
and then like the turn,
Mhm.
like mainly with like the back thing, and then like the front knee,
Good.
and then inside out, and then it needs to be positive with the club path, and then negative with the face angle.
Correct, correct. So those are some big things that we kind of worked on a little bit today, right? So one thing we worked on was our lateral shift, right? Making sure that we're turning back behind the ball, not shifting off of it, okay? The other thing that we talked about was getting our hands to kind of hang a little bit more natural underneath our shoulders,
Mhm.
not getting them so close to us, okay?
Okay.
It's really tough to get an inside path if I'm already inside. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So if I can get your hands just a little bit out, then I can create some kind of angle to the inside a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Big thing, as I said here, is to make sure that as you're in here working in here, get that sense of just being a kid again. You are a kid, but
Mhm.
get the sense of being a little kid again, right? And not try to kill the ball, but try to figure out how I can get the ball to bend, right? How can I make that thing do what I want it to do, right? And the big thing is trying to get this path to a positive, right? It doesn't have to be a lot, but 1, maybe 2 degrees. That'd be fine right there.
Okay.
And then if we can get the face angle to about where it is, whatever face angle is, face angle closed, okay? And that's what we're trying to look for right there. And a great way to kind of work on that is kind of work on your chipping and pitching shots to begin with and get that feel for the inside out path with the face. You'll start to see these little wedge shots hook for you, and then you start to go with that. Does that make sense, big guy?
Makes sense.
Okay. Chipping, all right? Chipping. Remember, we want to kind of have our feet kind of close together, about a club width apart, right?
Mhm.
The ball's going to be back of my center, okay? It's
Right.
always going to be back of my center with a chip shot, okay? Because we got more of the leading edge and not the bounce on it, okay? So then we're going to take it and we're going to feel like we've got a pole running right down the side right here. And I want to make sure that I feel like the back of my left arm is kind of starting that backswing, not just kind of hinging up, okay? So it's here, okay? And then as I come through, I want to feel like the butt of the club points right back to my left hip, okay? So it'd be kind of like this, boom, okay? All right, good. Now the big thing that we did work on, the drill that I need you to work on, okay? Go ahead and set up for me, okay? Good, okay? And I want you to turn that club head to my palm, good, okay? I need you to do a ton of these, okay?
Okay.
I need you to get into the mirror and get a feel for that, okay?
Okay.
We're so used to doing this, right? And then my chest gets over here. That sounds familiar, doesn't it, Thomas?
Yeah.
All right, getting like that. We need to be more like this, turning behind that ball a little bit.
Alright.
Okay? Any questions, big guy?
No, sir.
Anything I can answer for you now?
No. Thank you.
Man, you did good, man. You did really good. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Do you need me to pick up any of these balls?